when you have a certain amount of banelings, that critical mass can take out a lot of roaches if you get the good hits off, but in small amounts they really aren't that efficient, as
Yep.
we saw earlier.
What I've noticed in ZVZ, as long as you don't go mass muta, you're okay.
Yeah, Mutalisk, typically a questionable play in ZVZ unless you can prevent that from being scattered and catch your opponent off guard. That's really the only situation where it benefits you.
Yeah, I think early game, really quick, and it's tough to do. But
It's a very coin flip kind of
too
build.
much gamble.
It either does a lot of damage or it fails. Yeah, I do not favor it for that reason.
Yeah, me neither. Much like the 3-gate Sentry expand you were referring to in our earlier cast, I think it's really too much gamble for not enough payoff when you have a safer opening like an air opening or even a DT expand.
Yeah, I agree with that. We see Vorapsak has upgraded his overlords, so they are now speed lords as opposed to slow lords.
Right. Of course, unupgraded overlords, sloverlords, and as you mentioned, as my handsome co-caster Dark and Light mentioned, now upgraded to speed lords, much faster. Good for drop play and all kind of other stuff, which we won't be seeing as Vorapsaks, I don't believe, have been researched. So here we go. We are going to see a confrontation now.
He is catching this army out of position slightly without the infestor support, but the infestors are now there. They can get some good fungals off if he controls this right.
Oh, big fungals do go down, as my partner says, and better firing arc for Kaiso right now. Better unit mixture as well. Yeah, Vorap in a lot of trouble. Although food count 133 to 108, however, drastically falling for Vorapsak.
He does have the income. He might be able to reinforce this, but like I said, those infestors are so strong in this matchup they can completely be changing the tide of the game no matter how many bases you're up on.
Yeah, they are a game changer type unit, and does he sniff out the fourth? He does. This is not good for Vorap.
Like he may catch these infestors out of position though and take them all out. Some fungals do get off.
Very expensive units to lose though, as he does.
Looks like he won't lose all of them. Yes.
Oh well, one sort of makes it to the back. Kaiso has one left.
You have to be very careful with those infestors and keeping them alive.
Yeah, well, he just marched it right to its own death. So not taking your advice, decides to give
not
him
at
a free...
all. A lot of Zerg struggle with that, with the infestor control. Even I typically sometimes let those infestors die when I shouldn't, especially in this matchup.
You know what's good against Immortal Sentry Zealot?
What's that?
No, I said
you
that
mean
wrong.
Stalkers? What's good against Stalkers?
You know what's good against Stalkers Sentry?
Yeah. What's that?
Immortal Ling?
Immortal Roach, actually, I believe.
Immortal Roach?
Proper composition.
Hey, it's your quote anyway, and I loved it too. Of course, referencing the MLG Columbus.
Yes,
it's reverse MC on Zelnaga.
Very cool series, very fun to watch, very exciting, exhilarating.
Absolutely.
Especially that crowd.
God, I murdered that one. But it is what it is. I think you viewers get the point.
Yes, indeed.
Especially for anybody that did watch that match in Columbus, you'll get a chuckle out of that, obviously. And for those that didn't, shame on you because you should have.
Yeah, it was a great series. If you haven't, you should go check out those VODs on the MLG website for sure.
Absolutely, and we've got Lings all over the place. It's pandemonium here.
As he's going to let those Lings in. They could do a lot of damage to the drones unless he does mineral walk those. But it looks like he's not actually going for the drones, and they will get wiped out by the reinforcing Lings.
The tennis match continues. As, believe it or not, Vorap now is playing this more like he's playing against a Protoss or a Terran. He does have what looks to be 4 or 5 bases.
Yep. Well, another typical thing you see with Vorap's kind of play. He likes a lot of bases. He likes overload spread. Those kind of things are pretty staple to what he likes to do. A lot of Lings getting fungal growth. There's all will fall. Actually, no, they live because they have that carapace upgrade.
That was amazing to see, though. Typically, you don't see Lings getting fungled like that, which is pretty cool.
Vorap does have the economic advantage. He is on 4 base opposed to his opponent's not at all saturated 3rd. So he can use that to his advantage if he can get the right composition out to deal with these infestors.
A bit of StarCraft lore for you, actually. Fungal growth, the same material that Banelings use.
Is it really?
Just not as volatile. So I think there should be an upgrade that actually, if you fungal Lings, they should turn into Banelings. I'm just saying. Let's make ZVZ interesting. Let's make it interesting.
We should also let Siege Shank shoot Banelings if they do get that upgrade.
I like it. So, right now, Seesaw Battle, Vorapsak is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base and a macro.
All very well saturated, too.
And he's adding a macro.
92 drones. Wow, he is really focusing highly on this economy, trying to reinforce his army quickly, not so much favoring the composition of the high army count, but the ability to reinforce quickly, get a lot of money, get a lot of income, a lot of upgrades out.
Almost 3 times the amount of drones of his opponent. Never good.
Never good for his opponent, not at all. He does not have that many infestors because he can't really rely on that after he let all this get sniped. He might even lose these two as they're going over to join the army. He does.
He does.
Get bungles off there. Very bad sloppy move there by Kaiso.
Here's the thing, though. Vrap can throw this army away.
Yeah, he can. He does have that income. He has 2K, 3K banked. You don't typically see more gas than you see minerals, but we do see that in this game.
Well, he can throw it away, and actually, it almost behooves him to. You don't want to get too fancy. Just remax it and overwhelm. And every time you force him to make infestors, the infestors are a very expensive unit. So when you have that much economy, you don't have to be cost-effective with the army.
Yeah.
You can just
Especially
force
if he
him.
can't snipe these infestors, he's not going to be able to get that energy back up. He's going to have to make new ones, and that's really a cost investment, especially if your opponent's only stuck on one base mining right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little late to the party in terms of getting drones up, and also on bases as well. As I love the macro hatch. I almost want to call it the little manor macro hatch at this point right there.
Yeah, he definitely has enough production without it to support himself, but he does want to make sure he can reinforce as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Kaiso, 61 of 172. Vorapsak, 161 of 200. Playing this one
immediately with 20 urchins and 32 lings coming up.
Playing it like a boss.
Yes, he is. He is definitely in the advantage position here. His opponent trying to desperately get new bases up. He needs to get more drones, get more bases mining, because all he has right now is one base mining. 2 bases with gas, 1 base mining minerals right now.
Can I remind you this is a ZVZ and we're 30 minutes in?
Yeah, that definitely is surprising. You don't typically see. You see a lot of timing attacks, a lot of early aggression out of this kind of matchup. So it's surprising that it goes on this far. A lot of seesaw battles here, hard to call, but I definitely think Vorap's in the highly advantaged position right now. He is.
There's the GG. Actually, he's going to GG. He realizes, and I'm not sure who was more inept there to let it get to 31 minutes, but there had to be a certain level of ineptitude for it to get that long.
Do you see that in this kind of level of play, though? Admittedly.
But hey, you know what? Congratulations to our boy Vorapsak.
Yeah,
He's home team.
Great. A lot of economic. He likes that kind of thing for sure.
Absolutely. I get to co-cast him on special events and special occasions for a while. But yeah, you know what? Good on you, Vorapsak. Nice win.
Get those ladder points.
Absolutely. And any shouts out, Darkin?
Shout out to Slover Lords.
And you know what? Shout out to Speed Lords. And also to Idra for neuroparasiting the Immortal in the game versus MC. Sorry, MC, you're my favorite player. You know that, but
that was just great.
That was awesome. So fun to watch. So
yeah.
that'll do it for it. We're gonna cut it off in 3, 2, 1.